Oh dear, I think you have all just been sniped by Steffi, who actually redeemed the first channel point redemption. So all of your let's go, totally first, close second, first, always first, all those comments they're wasted. They're basically for nothing. Because the redemption, the channel point redemption, that is the only way to truly know who is first.
We're going outside! Garbage.
Almost was as much of a pioneer as Jay Walter. Close, but not quite. Welcome to yet another Friday funky fun. What did I use as a title? I don't remember. Whatever this is. Something about free code camp. Let's get started with a drop. Let's wait for everyone to arrive and have a nice little party. I can see that someone has brought their friends, which is always welcome. FFFFCC, obviously. Who knows what color that is? It's actually a hex code, right? 12-hour FCC, I don't know. I don't know about that. Might have to be another subathon for that. I was exhausted after last week, I'll tell you that. Last Friday, that nearly killed me, chat. That was not good. That was not good. Twitch again is telling me that the stream is unstable, but I know for a fact that it's not. Bright, almost white, yellow tint. Exactly, and that's the joke, Steve. Because everybody knows, on this stream, we have a saying. You know how the saying goes, don't you? The saying is, if I show you something that's too bright, then somebody goes, oh my god, this is like 90 million lumens. And I go, you're right, but it's not quite 90 million lumens. 90 million lumens would actually look like this. You see? Now everybody knows that FFFFCC is very close to 90 million lumens, but not quite as bad. Now we know. The secret's out. The saying is Sociable Steve is first. Well, in the redemptions, we can see that Steffi128 redeemed the first channel point redemption, aka the only channel point redemption, because you can only redeem it once per stream. I have to say it was not my idea. It came from a fellow streamer. She's very nice. She's Canadian. And she has this redemption, and I thought that is a great idea to incentivize my chat to do something that means literally nothing. There's no reward. You just spend one channel point and you can say that you were first. That's it. Only 88 million lumens, but 2 million lumens shy of the record. I see. So let's welcome in our friends today. We've got White Panther in the house. We've got Sociable Steve in the house. We've got Data Dev in the house. We've got Steffi128 in the house. We've got Dr. Dynamite in the house. We've got Surly Dev in the house, I assume, because Surly Dev's friends showed up. We have Gaston in the house. My dear friend, how are you? I am fine. Thank you very much, Gaston. I'm doing much better than I was on Monday. Monday was atrocious. Today is not. It may have something to do with the day of the week, but correlation, causation, jury's out on that one. I take my good vibes back. Dr. Dynamite, you cannot take back good vibes. Thank you for sending them. I appreciate you. Steve has thrown a paper ball. Looks like any other night of Joost listens to Matty Two Shoes while out on a walk. I'm glad that you're taking me with you on the walk. And I very recently discovered, thanks to you, Joost, that Twitch app on mobile does have an audio-only mode. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. I never knew there would be an audience for that on Twitch. I just didn't think it would be something. I just didn't think it would be something that it would appeal to anyone. Really. So at the moment, Dr. Dynamite, you are sitting in the cauldron. It is coming up on Halloween. Ooh, Groverosaurus just took your spot. That's awkward. I think that's a bot. Sorry, friend. Digital friend. Excuse me. Oh, look at all this friendly banter between Claw members. That's so nice. If you'd like to experience this kind of lovely banter on a regular basis, then feel free to join our Discord, because all of the people that you see here, they are in our Discord. And that friendly banter actually also happens in the Discord. So it's good fun. It is good fun. And that is why I'm also very proud to be part of the Claw stream team. And so, chat, what are we doing today? Well, last week I was peer pressured. Excuse me, I can't use that word. I was highly encouraged by members of the Claw to spend time before working on a very, very large project that I'm working on. I was highly encouraged to work on FreeCodeCamp. I would like to see Fiona, but I'm saving her for the bunny outfit. Oh, you're saving channel points for the bunny outfit. Well, you're lucky, because on Be Right Back, there will be, of course, Fiona appears on the Be Right Back. Eventually I will take breaks. I cannot go too long. I cannot go too long without a break, especially with my back the way that it is at the moment. AKA not a good situation. So, you know, save your points, Gaston. It's no problem. Also, how far away are you from 25k? Encouraged or bullied? Steffi asks. Well, seeing as you were one of the two people, Steffi, I think you know the answer to that question. Sociable Steve says strongly suggested. Yes. I am currently under no duress and of my own free will, I'm telling you that I am voluntarily doing FreeCodeCamp. Yes. That should be enough to encourage anyone who was on the fence about it. So yeah, so that's basically been the last week. Me and the other person only want the best for your project. The CIA's on the way, hold in. Blink in Morse code if you need help. Yeah, so DM me who the bullies are, Maddie. Patient DR, patient doctor confidentiality. Oh, that's a good one. That's true. Between Dr. Dynamite and I, there is confidentiality. Oh, you're sending the SAS as well. Ooh, Special Forces. Amazing. That's very good. Special Forces. Yeah. So today, knock knock FBI open up. I've wanted to integrate that sound. I didn't do it now. I wanted to do that last week. I wanted to have the FBI open up sound. That's true. I really missed the opportunity now. That sucks. Shame. I would have had space on the stream deck too. There's actually space for it. Oh dear. While being British, we don't have CIA, but far superior SAS for hostage rescue. I mean, does the CIA even do hostage rescue? I don't even know the difference. So CIA is international, right? FBI is like... Wait. C? What does the C stand for? Central Intelligence Agency. But F is Federal Bureau of Investigation. What's the difference? F federal means surely the whole country. I'm confused about this one. That being said, let's hope that I don't need to be rescued. I will definitely try my best, but I can't guarantee any particular performance. Switch to just chatting about nonsense. Well, Panther wants code, therefore we shall give the Panther code. Also, can I just honor you, Panther, by... if I do enough shoutouts for you... like this. If I shout you out enough, will you stop complaining? Yeah, big YOLO refactor on the blog. And that went fairly well, because now you've taken yourself out of action for another 2 days and missed 2 days of streaming. So that Wednesday stream really did you in. I also need to share lots of love for other people in the chat. Negative. Oh dear. That's not good. I also need to share lots of love for other people in the chat. Like the fellow doctor. Also, I've heard rumors that Sociable Steve would like to return to affiliate status. I don't know if it's true. But Squishy's owner Steve is also here. Definitely worth checking out. I don't know if anyone else was here who streams. Not yet, probably. I think we're still waiting on other friends. I think we'll... Steffi is waiting for the moment that Salma's shoutout actually has a newer screenshot. I mean, it's still the same person. Sociable Steve says it's true so far, but Twitch is taking an age to sort it out. Yeah, it's probably because you told them you don't want to give them any money. And then now you suddenly want to give them money again. Although that actually that should incentivize them. What? The latest response to the ticket was try doing it in incognito plus what's the actual problem? I don't understand Twitch sometimes. Anyhow, time to move away from chat and into just chatting. No, I'm kidding. Away from chat and into code. This is where I left off last time. If you don't know about FreeCodeCamp is a surprise free website that you can use to learn how to code. It's like mind-blowing. Actually, I have. Do I even have? I think I do have that. Oh yeah, we do. Forgot about that. Recursion! Yeah, that's where I got left off. Recursion. One of the most difficult concepts. I would like to show you, okay? This is the actual course that I'm doing right now. JavaScript algorithms and data structures. Ha! Data. And Q, someone is going to use the command probably. We did all these things last time, and then I got to here. I was like, nope, not doing that. To understand recursion, you first have to understand recursion. JS algorithms, time for battle snake. Both of you, Sociable Steve and Steffi, are correct that I need to understand snakes and recursion. But we will start off slowly. I will do my best to understand. But please, as usual, this is a BYOB stream, which means bring your backseating. But, although it is encouraged, of course, try and let me do it myself. I mean, I enjoy coding this. Like, I'm supposed to be learning, right? So if chat solves everything for me, it's not really the same thing. So I don't mind if people are giving me hints towards the solution, but you know, don't copy paste your solution. That's what I wanted to say. So sit back, get comfortable. If the music is sufficient for you, in volume and in depth and variety, make yourself comfortable because we're going to be here for a little while. My backseat bust! Couldn't handle the junk I had in the trunk. That sounds so dirty, Dino. That sounds incredibly dirty. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up in an infinite loop, Panther. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up in an infinite loop, Panther. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up in an infinite loop, Panther. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up in an infinite loop, Panther. Oh wait, I just did it. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's okay, Dino. No gis. No gis. Yost, you would know. You would know about submitting like a 3.5 page gist, wouldn't you? End stream, bye. How do you break the infinite loop? It cannot be broken. All right, so recursion is the concept that a function can be expressed in terms of itself. K, exit, return. Break. Oh, you wrote break, but the K was on a new line because Pretzel Rocks interrupted you. Control C, continue. These are all great commands. Keep coming, chat. Keep them coming, no problem. Recursion is the concept that a function... To help understand this, start by thinking about the following task. Multiply the first n elements of an array to create the product of those elements. Using a for loop, you could do this. So we multiply 1, return product, multiply array equals multiply rn minus 1 times array n minus 1. That means that you can rewrite multiply in terms of itself and never need to use a loop. The recursive function of multiply breaks down like this. In the base case, that's the first start. Continue, go to 10. What's 10? Where n is smaller than or equals to 0, it returns 1. As soon as it has a larger value of n, it calls itself, but with n minus 1, that function call is evaluated in the same way, calling multiply again until n is smaller than or equal to 0. At this point, all the functions can return, and the original multiply returns the answer. 20, go to 10. I love how you just skip over the for loop, which isn't the important bit. I understand for loops already. I know what a for loop is. I'm trying to understand the whole concept, Panther. But you're right, the whole thing is important. Dino says, it's like the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing not knowing what it was, but they'll continue singing it because it's like the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing not knowing what it was, but they'll continue singing it because it's like the song that... Oh yeah, I get it now. Thanks, Dr. Dynamite. I appreciate you. True developer, skipping the important part of the ticket. Hey, I'm trying to be a good developer. So if I don't implement things as they were written in the ticket, then I'm doing a good job. A lot of developers I've worked with are like that. So surely it can't be that bad. Write a recursive function, sum rn, so this being array, that returns the sum of the first n elements of an array. Well, so function sum. Do we need a for loop or do we need an if condition now? Because I could do it using an if condition. So if n returns the sum of the first n elements of an array. If n is smaller than or equal to 0, you don't need a for or it wouldn't be recursive. Of course, a for loop will always stop because of the conditions. True. But I thought you could still create... Okay, it's not recursive, but you could still create an infinite for loop. But it's not the same thing, right? So a recursive function is not the same as an infinite for loop. Can't believe I'm doing this on a Friday. Yeah, that seems right. So if n is smaller than or equal to 0, return sum of the sum of the first n elements of an array. First n elements. Loser! Are you insulting me, Panther? Are you insulting the streamer? I'll chalk it up to Lemsip. Yeah, throw the paper balls. I have a clip coming soon where someone actually throws a paper ball. And you can trigger it as a meme in Memebox. When I finish the setup of Memebox. Oh,
Garbage.
Sum of the first n elements of an array. And the first n elements of an array. Panther has run out of Lemsip. I'm drinking a hot toddy. Can you please explain for non-British people what a hot toddy is? But now I'm also out of whiskey. Tough times. That sounds very rough. I don't know what a hot toddy is though. So I can't judge how rough it is. How do I get the first n elements of an array will be, but it's like if I was to do select something from an array, it would be array n. Oh dear lord. Canhorn, your 3-month streak. Thank you very much for that resubscription, Canhorn. I appreciate you. Oh yeah. Whiskey, honey, lemon juice, and hot water is a hot toddy. Interesting, Panther. Okay. Thank you very much for letting me know. It's also good to put a cinnamon stick in, but I have now run out of cinnamon stick. Ooh. That is... okay. That sounds interesting, I have to say. So I'm in trouble with this one because the sum of the first n elements of an array. This would only select one of the elements. How can I get it to sum all of them together? I'm not sure. Far superior to Lemsip. Array. If I do n minus 1, how will it know to continue? This is what I'm wondering. Sum 1, 0 should equal 0. Sum 2, 3, 4, 1 should equal 2. Yeah, I think Dino, I think you mixed some, you jumbled up some words there. Probably gonna want to revisit that message. This is a very hard concept considering it's at the beginning of free code camp. Replace not with now makes more sense. I'm now time to go drink some. It's now time. It's I'm not time to go drink some more. He's lacking punctuation. Punctuation people. Yeah, I definitely need help on this one. It will be if and then else. If it is n minus 0, then it's just going to return 1. Does that do the right thing? One a second. I want to see how the tests are run. Break the problem down into steps. Yoast. Yeah. Hint. The sum of the first 10 elements is the 10th element plus the sum of the first 9 elements. Yeah, but how do I tell it in terms of code to take the first n elements of an array? That's what I don't know actually how to write that. I'm used to doing like the nth element of an array, but not a series of. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm dropping frames. Hold on one moment. Okay, I think I fixed it again. So in code terms, what I said is sum of array 10 is array 10 plus the sum of array 9. We were told to not give code solutions. Dropping frames like this song is dropping the beat. Yes, it's actually a pretty good playlist on Pretzel. I'm quite happy with it. So array 9 plus sum of array 9. So array 9, so if I just write, okay, so if the first part of this is determining where we are in the recursive function. So if n is smaller than or equal to 0, then I would just return 1. And then it will get passed. Otherwise, I want to do the sum. So array, just like this, ARRR9 is the first 9 parts of the array. The first 9 elements. So this would be n, array n plus array 9 is the 10th element. Yes. So in this case, if I pass, so I come in with, this isn't true because it's already 1. Okay. So it comes in and then is array is like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, and this is 1. Then n will be greater than this. So it will go into the else, which will return. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are not subbed, there will be an ad starting in 5 seconds or so. It's 30 seconds. You won't miss much, don't worry. Also, I hope the ad's a good one. Let me know what ad you got. So then you do sum of the array n, that's the wrong one, minus 1 of the previous array. But how do I know? The sum of the first n elements. Oh, Dino. You're gifting 2 tier 1 subs.
Yeah!
That is very... That's very kind of you, Dr. Dynamite. Nimibi and Mary Jo Stabler. Very, very loving members of the community as well. Thank you, Dr. Dynamite. That is very appreciated. And not necessary at all. Definitely not necessary. I wonder what this does now. So I need to see this execute, because otherwise I can't really imagine it. So if it does, hopefully somebody doesn't have to watch some ads now. Yes, that's true. Nimibi and Mary Jo, they shouldn't have to. Walk through how the multiple example works. Yeah, I've been looking at that one. So essentially is multiply array times, you can rewrite multiply in terms of itself. Ah, hold on a second. I need to, of course, I need to do return sum. But sum is the name of the function, or sum is the name? That's what was confusing me, I think. I appreciate someone. Thank you, Dino. I appreciate you too. But you never need to gift me things or donate money to show me that appreciation. You being here is more than enough. If I do array and then n minus 1 plus the sum of... So this is a multiplication thing. Sum is the name of the function. There's no standard library function called sum in JS. Oh, that's good. Okay, yeah, that was confusing me a little bit. So the name of the function is sum. So it's basically this plus array. Hold on a second. N minus 1. But this won't work because it would do... Would this result in recursion? No, it won't. What's the multiplication? What's the multiplication do in this scenario? You're something to me. My callback fell flat. Don't worry, Dino. I understand. I understood what you meant. It's okay. No worries. Multiplication is because it's multiply. Yeah, they wanted to multiply in terms of itself, but we want the sum of the first n elements. So if I do the sum of the first n elements, what if I leave this out? I don't think that works. Does that work? There's something missing. What could be missing here? I mean, sum would logically mean plus. If you've run out of elements, multiplying anything by 1 will be itself. Adding 1 to anything won't be itself. This is just returning the function. It's not summing anything. Right. It's just looping through the function over and over and over, essentially. So I need to actually I need to add hold on a second. This is such a confusing concept for me. So basically, if n is 1, see, like, look at this test here. The array is 1 element with n is 0. So if it's 0, oh, I see, this should return 0. So that would be correct. And then the sum of 2, 3, 4, 1 should be 2. So 2, 3, 4 is the array. This doesn't do anything. Exactly. So I need to do each of those elements times itself. Sorry, plus itself. So array n plus 1. So in this case, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1 plus 1. This doesn't make any sense, chat. This doesn't make any sense. It has to go through the function again. So 2, 3, 4 as an array value. 1 should equal to 2. So 2, 3, 4. The sum of the first 10 elements is equal to the 10th element plus the sum of the first 9. Yeah, I don't understand, Steve, I don't understand in code how to say the sum of the first 9 elements. I literally just don't know how to write that. Oh, sorry. It's too bright. You have to run sum again with 9 elements. So sum array 10 is the sum of the first 10 elements. Okay, hold on. So sum array 1 would be the sum of the first 1 elements. Stack Overflow has a dark mode. I know, and I didn't enable it. Thanks, Steffi, though. So you have to keep running sum. This is why it's recursion. It calls itself, yes. But how do I get it to keep calling itself with the next... See, like n plus 1 should do the trick, no? Is that the wrong syntax? Yes, sum is my function, exactly. That's the name of the function. So if sum of array, but I wouldn't write 10 here because it wants me to get the first n elements. So it would be n. If you want the first 9, then... Hey Hamar 1975, nice to see you. I think it's your first time here. Welcome in. Doesn't the 2, 3, 4, 1 mean you return the first item of an array? Well, this should equal 2. So it's passing 2, 3, 4 as the array value, and 1 is n. So 2, 3, 4 comes in here, and then And the 3 means the first 3 items. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it's just a question of... It's just a question of saying... So if this is the case, then plus some array n plus itself should equal 2. It does. It does. Why n? Why n? Sum of the array? Yes, I generated infinite loop. That's always good. It's good that they can handle infinite loops. Okay, I'm confused about this. I'm very confused about this because the sum of the first 3 is the third element plus the sum of the first 2. Yes. Yes. Do I know why it caused an infinite loop? Yes, because we called itself here. What did I do before? No. Go away. Plus, because it kept calling itself here, right? Because it kept passing, it keeps passing n, and n never changed in this scenario. It stays at n minus 1, it reduces it by 1 as it passes in this one. I think it's from this test. It was calling itself with the same value it was initially called with. Yeah, 2. 3, it was called with 3 and we did n minus 1, and then it just keeps passing 3, and then it keeps reducing it to 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 exactly. So I need to change it so it will eventually stop. You've got your n minus 1 in the wrong place. So if you return, but this is just n. So if we imagine that array n here, so 2, 3, 4, well, let's see, the second example is more complicated. 2, 3, 4, 5, and n is 3, it's only going to take the third element. I don't want to console log this stuff. But 2, 3, 4, wait, I gotta get that test again. If you were taking multiply and making it sum, what would you change? Well, I mean, I can't just change that to plus because it's a different way, because it's not multiplying it by itself. I need to add it to the previous items. What would I change? So I would do, so in the case of 2, 3, 4, 5 right now, this will just get me the value of the third element, which is 4, plus the sum. Multiply is multiplying the current element by the previous elements. Yeah, because it's reducing it in each run by n minus 1. Why does it have to be an array? Couldn't they have done this with just an integer first? To introduce the topic of recursion? Honestly. Yeah, so sum rn is on line 6. It's just going back around the loop. It's not changing anything. Exactly. So now I need to say, but if I do +1, that's not correct because I want it to go down? I don't understand. This is not actually adding all of the previous elements of the array, is it? Zero-based array. So if it's not 0, we'll start... Poor servers. So many infinite loops. Array 10 is the 11th element. Yes, exactly. So in this case, array 3 is the second element. So it would be 3. So then it will pass... No, sorry. This is the 4th element in the array. So 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 5. And n plus 1 will be 6, which doesn't... Yeah, that doesn't work. But -1... Will it loop correctly through? No, because... Zero-based. Wait a second. But hold on a second. Is this correct if I do... This should return 0. This is obviously correct, because that test is correct. If n is 3 and arrays start at 0, then array 3 would be 4. Or would it be 5? No, it has to be 5. 1, this is 0. Ah, wait. 0, 1, 2, 3 would be the 5th. Would be 5. Not the 5th. Would be the number 5. And then n minus 1 would be 4. Sum of all the previous elements in the array. The third element is not R3. No, it's not. But if you minus 1, because it's 0-based. If you minus 1, because it's 0-based, then you get the third. Ah. How anticlimactic. I did get it, eventually. But I'm very afraid of the next challenge. I understand how it works now, because initially I didn't understand how to get the sum of all the previous arrays, but then I really... Because it's recursive, it will get that, because it keeps going through it. Console log. I want to see this. Can I actually do that? Repeat it. Do it again. I will do what Code Academy, what FCC tells me to do. Oh, this looks interesting. Oh dear. Okay. What do I need to do? We have an array of objects representing different people in our contacts lists. Lookup profile takes the name and property and has been written for you. A function should check if name is an actual contact's first name and the given property is a property of that contact. If both are true, then return the value of that property. If name does not correspond to any contacts, if prop does not correspond to any valid properties. Don't worry, recursion will come back to in further challenges, so plenty of time to repeat it. Oh gosh. Steffi, don't say things like that. Okay. What do we need to do here? There's definitely an if condition in here. I can smell it. I can smell the if condition. Or maybe that's just me sweating because of recursion. Definitely sweating because of recursion. Profile lookup. We did something like this before. We did something like this before. At least you weren't in the bunny suit during recursion. Yeah, you're right, Steffi. I don't know what that would have led to. I think there needs to be a for loop. Because it has to go through each of the elements in the array. So basically, look up Christian last name. I'm wondering, I'm missing something. Hold on a second. No, n doesn't exist yet. I'm just playing through in my head first what. I mean, don't ask me, Steve, if people use recursion in modern JavaScript. I wouldn't know. I just learned recursion. I use it in GraphQL queries to get around complexity. Okay. If I want to iterate through an array, then I have to say, first I need a condition. If I is smaller than contacts dot length. Why is it giving me an error here? There are a few methods available on an array which might help. Don't know if you've covered them yet or not. Yeah, but I've probably forgotten them. To be honest. So what happens when you only do it once? Ah, it's semicolons, not commas. Right, thank you. That's a SQL habit. So if we've got I equals 0 under context length, I've only seen for loops. I don't think I've seen the other cool array stuff you can do yet. So I'm gonna check basically contacts I dot last name equals name this is going to be the if condition. We have an array of objects representing different people. Lookup profile takes the name and prop. Function should check if name is an actual contact's first name. Ah, hold on. First name, camel case. Does this return the right element? I feel like it does. Contacts I should be the first. Yeah, that should work. Dot first name is a string. Okay, that seems to be correct. If that equals the name and the given property is a property of that contact. Christian last name. And hold on a second. If both are true, then return the value of that property. Read the question again. It's not always the last name. Yes, exactly. Hey, so... But if I do one first, I could do just first name first. So if contact's first name equals name, and if the given property, contacts I dot prop is equal to prop, can you reference that? Should be able to reference that, I think. Remember how to access dynamic prop names. Yeah, I'm trying to remember now because this we did last week. Dynamic property names was it caused all the hoo-ha. Yes, it did. It's not a dot. It was something else. I need to remember. Remember different types of notation. There's not just dot notation. That's right. There's dot. What was the other way? Was also you can do wait a second. Should I go look back at what I wrote? Is that cheating? Googling ain't cheating. Thanks, Hammer. Just so you don't go mad, put a var before the first I on line 33. I'll go back to that in a sec. Updating object properties. Oh, it doesn't even have the stuff that I did already. It assumes that you know it. That's probably why. It assumes that you remember how to do it. I have poor memory, what can I say? All the best devs use Google in massive amounts. Put a var before the first I on line 33. You mean 32? Oh, because I wasn't declared, right. Yeah, okay. There's no cheating in programming. There's only looking back at almost 50 and wondering what could have been if you'd practiced it more. Thanks, Yost. True story happened to a friend of mine. A friend, I see. I'm just wondering about something. So this is not the only notation. There is bracket notation. But will it be able to find this? It never entered that. Which means I would like to likes. Is that the first test? Likes. Last name, likes. Hey, Exegete! How are you? You got your notation wrong again. Yeah, I need to change it. I think it's like this. I think. But I want to see it. That's the thing. Ah, hold on a second. Contacts I, prop. Aha, these are the likes coming through. So that is the correct notation. So basically if... Ooh! Clarkio! Clark.io. Thank you very much for the raid, my friend. I don't believe that we know each other. Welcome in, raiders. I hope that you had a good time with Clark. What was Clark doing? What was Clark doing? What's your win this week? Oh, that sounds cool. Clarkio is solid. How do I not know about you, friend? Tell me all about your stream. I'm curious to know about that. What's your win this week? That sounds cool. Is that like a community stream? I'm here trying to be... I'm trying to be more dev-like. Exegete and announcing Clarkio is now doing DevRel at SNCC. SNCC. Remind me what that is, Exegete. I've heard the name, and yet I do not remember what SNCC is. Oh, Clarkio had to run. Okay, well, then we will catch Clarkio next time. But congrats on the new gig. That's fantastic. Definitely. Ah, security scanning. Ah, yeah. Like malware detection, DDoS stuff, something like this. I suggested a raid. Oh, Exegete. Mad props to you, Exegete. Everyone who's new here, please drop. Welcome in, raiders. Oh, this is Surly configured that last time. I remember. Surly's digital friends. So, what am I doing here? I'm trying to be more of a developer. I may have been coached a little bit to try and improve my development skills before tackling a very big project that I've been working on. And so, yeah, I'm trying to buff up my developer skills a little bit. I'm actually more of a data person. I guess I should say a little bit something about myself. Most of you maybe don't know who I am. I do know that some of you might have run into some like verified account chat stuff because I have my settings on pretty high. But if you've been on Twitch for a while, you should be able to chat, because I did put some limitations in there that your account should be like a week old or something like that. But if you're not able to chat right now, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm normally, let's say, a data person, meaning, okay, I work with data day in, day out. But in a analytical context, or even in like a data engineering context or stuff like that. So I'm mostly writing SQL or very basic JavaScript. Nothing this convoluted, let's say. No like full-fledged functions. And of course, for my project that I'm building here on Twitch for Twitch streamers like myself, and many of you in chat are probably also streamers, I needed to brush up. I needed to definitely improve my dev skills. Let's leave it at that and say I was coached to do that. All right, so eventually, where is this? So eventually, if it passes Christian last name, if the first name equals the name and the context prop equals the prop, but that doesn't exist. If both are true, then return the value of that property. Okay. If the prop... Ah, wait. It's not the value. Coached. Coached in air quotes. Coached. Dynamite says, remember my door is always open if you want to drop people in it. I mean, talk. Well, I'm concerned about the notation here because what's coming through is the value of the prop and not the name of the prop. How do I address the name of the property? That's what I don't remember. I think we're going back to Stack Overflow. I think. Thou are returning, not a thing. So where's the Stack Overflow dark mode, by the way? I forget where it is. Where do I find the dark mode? Besides the fake one. Disable responsiveness. Where's the dark mode? I don't see it. I mean, I have fake dark mode. Like this. I haven't even found the dark mode. I'll just use the fake one. Panther, you haven't even found that. Maybe you have to be logged in. I'm not gonna log in. I don't have an account. So... duplicate of this. Var value. Object name. But that's what I'm doing. I am doing object name. Contact prop. Ah, it's in profile settings. Okay, thanks, Steffi. So that's not gonna happen. But this is like... I know what it's getting. It's getting this, but I want it to actually get the name. Be right back, just activating dark mode. Sure, Panther, no problem. It's getting the actual property value, but how do I get the name of the property itself? If this is the value of that property. Hiding dark mode behind a login. Hello, Irish Beat, and I agree with you. Not a cool move, actually. Kind of a bit of a dick move. Where's this? We might need this. Let's stick this over here. It should take system setting into account. My my Mac is on dark mode, There's a method you can use to check if an object has a property. Korishama, I haven't learned those array methods yet in FreeCodeCamp. So while that may be true, I don't know how to use those, which is a bit problematic. My Chrome is not light. This is just a theme, Steffi. This is a theme that I'm using. For each of my Chrome users, I have a different color, because otherwise I can't distinguish between the different users that easily. Because this tiny icon in the corner is not enough. So yeah, 90 million lumens theme. That's the best theme. Everyone knows that's the best theme. Oh, this is contacts. The name of the prop. This isn't correct. This doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, keys. Hold on a second. Ah, keys. So I didn't learn that. So if I do contacts dot keys, you can Google something like check if object has property and you will be a real developer. Oh wait, you did it, yes. Object.keys. Yes, so context.keys obviously returns. Oh wait, I've just been changing. Hold on a second. These are undefined, obviously. So I need to go context.keys. Context I. Why are they undefined? Why is that? That's a correct method. Context is the name of the object. Yeah, but the console log is undefined. Or, okay, hold on. We'll do it correctly. What are the rules here with backseating? Thanks, Steffi. That is today's current rule set of backseating is bring your own backseat. You're definitely encouraged. Don't tell me the actual answer. But yeah, just give me time, as Steffi says. Thank you very much for summarizing that for me. Why is this not returning? Why is it not returning the keys? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Object keys. Ah, crap. Hold on. Context.keys. And then I need to actually say, sorry, I need to do object. This is completely wrong. I need to do object.keys contacts. And then the first instance? I wonder. Object.keys of contacts. Oh, interesting. And then it's going to be the first one. There we go. It assumes keys is a prop. So the first check we need to do is this one. The function should check if name is an actual contact's first name, which is correct, and the given property is a property of that contact. So I can do object keys in. Is that one? Is that possible? Can you do... Really? Am I a human? What else would I be? In array. Can you use in? Just make an account. No. No. How to get all properties. Array prototype. Yeah, so I don't know these methods yet. You're gonna need it? What do you think? Object keys in array. I don't want to use a different method. Also, you get official dark mode with an account. Yeah, map. I haven't learned filter. I haven't used map, filter, reduce. Haven't used those. Okay, hold on. Access, search, elements of array. Because I think it's, I'm looking for the operator. Is it in? Can I do? It's array.find, right? If you need to find the index of a value. No, I don't need to that. Includes methods in true or false if a value. Ah, perfect. That's what I need to check. Basically includes. So do you need from indexes optional? So let me just see this. So you have and object.keys contacts. This returns, hold on, contacts I. That returns an array. Dot includes value to find would be the prop. Equals true. Hold on, what's the notation for that? Are you FCCing, son? I'm FFFFCCing, son. Also, noob, as you are one of the people that pressured me, I do feel like you deserve a shout out. Welcome in, indeed, that noob. Oh yeah, true will just resolve. Thank you, Panther. That's true. That's true. That is true. This is too long. I need to make this longer. So if contact's first name equals name, let's break this to a second line just because I can't read it properly. And object keys contacts blah 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 prop includes the prop. Includes will equate to true false, which affects the and comparison. Exactly. Exactly. Then, so if this is true, that means a function should check if a name is an actual contact's first name, which we check, and the given property is a property of that contact. If both are true, then return the value of that property. So then I would need to return the value of that property. So contacts I prop, for example. So why doesn't that work? Is that never the case? Is that never the case? Look up profile Sherlock. Remember dynamic prop notation. Oh. It's not the it's not take the console log out, it's just annoying me. Aha, there we go. So this is working. If both are true, then return the value. If, else if. So if that's not the case, what are we gonna do next? Oh, that's wrong. No. Else if. What's the second check here? The second check. If name does not correspond to any context, then return the string no such contact. If prop does not correspond to any valid properties of a contact, found to match name, then return the string no such property. So if the name does not correspond. Okay, hold on. Contacts I dot name, first name or last name. Hey yo, Jay Walter, welcome in, friend. We are going to do a shout out for Jay Walter, my man. Welcome to the FFFFCC Friday party. So if contact's first name, if the name does not correspond to any contacts. Yeah, but which? First name or last name? I think it's checking only first name. So we're actually going to be getting an ad in a few seconds. This would be a good point in time to take a break, but I do want to finish this quickly. FFFFCC is my favorite color. I'm glad that joke wasn't lost on anyone. Panther, you're a bit savage that Steve already made that joke, but yes. If this equals name does not correspond to any contacts, unequal to name, then return the string return no such contact. Okay. That just proves your mods are well synced up. Ah, I can't not try to make bad jokes. Is that true, Jay Walter? Oops, I did something wrong. Hold on a second. If name does not correspond to any contacts. Ah. What's or? It's double pipe, right? So for those of you not subscribed, you'll be getting an ad now. Let me know what kind of ad you got. I'm curious what ads you're getting. And Nava Robe, thank you very much for the follow. You have gotten the memorable quote, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." That is very interesting. Dad jokes. Yeah. So if this is equal to... Hold on a second. Am I doing this the right way? If name does not correspond to any contacts, then return the string no such contact. So if the first name is not equal to name, or the last name is not equal to name. Is that correct? Is that the right? Oh. Irish Beats has a bad coding joke. Lay it on us, Irish Beats. We are always happy to hear bad coding jokes. Absolutely. Where do I want to go? Maybe green? All the names in the tests are first names. The function should check if name is an actual contact's first name. Yeah, but if you do only this test, then this one fails. Why does that fail? Look at the tests you want to pass below the buttons. Yeah, I know that, but why does this one fail? This should return VOS. Christian last name should return the string VOS. Christian? Why is that not the same value? Oh, hold on a second. What's the first thing a programming professor taught the basketball player? Try catch. Nicely done, Irish Beats. Nicely done. So basically, I mean, there's a multiple ways you could write this, basically. Else if this doesn't match. Okay, so if the first name matches, should return the string VOS. Function should check if name is an actual contact's first name and the given property is a property of that contact, then return the value of that property. So if the contact's first name equals the name, return no such contact. Look up profile Bob, potato, Bob number. If the prop does not correspond to any value. So why doesn't this work? It's checking Bob. There's no one named Bob. So this fails. Huh. Why doesn't this work then? That's interesting. Oh, because I need, okay, because I need to check all the statements. It's actually not else if, it's actually separate if statements. If the name does not correspond to any contacts, then, but this, again, this is failing. Doesn't make sense. Golf? Would you like a golf command, Ian? That's interesting.
Wow.
Devil356356, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the stream. You have gotten the memorable quote. The world needs dreamers and the world needs doers, but above all, the world needs dreamers who do. It's a very interesting quote. So why is this one failing? This does return, I can take this out now. This does return that because it's inside a for loop. Yeah, but it has to be, doesn't it? So basically, Christian last name goes here. The first name is Christian, and the prop contains it. Therefore, it returns the value of the prop, but it's affecting your first condition. Is there a better way to write this? I wouldn't know a different way to write this without Korishama. I wouldn't know a different way to write this without the for loop. You need the for loop, right? I assume. How else would you iterate over the without using the methods? Because we haven't learned the methods, right? I don't know the methods yet. I know there are methods. I'm glad that you see that I'm glad you agree with me that we need a for loop. Like I said, I'm not a very experienced developer, but funny commentary. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. But I don't know if it can work with separate if statements. Yeah, this is what I'm wondering. The right way to run these tests. Maybe this test is the last one. Maybe the order is wrong. So funny commentary, you have gotten a very interesting quote. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. Add some console logs. Yeah, definitely. First. Interesting. So if we've got this and then this. Interesting. Harry likes should return an array. So Harry likes, why is that not working? Doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a bit strange actually, to be honest. So Harry, when it comes in, it checks I equals... Oh, hold on a second. So it's gonna check all the conditions at each array item, each object item, because each of these are one item in the object. That's quite tricky. I'm wondering if it's better to... I'm wondering if a different type of lookup would make more sense. I mean, if we'll run all the checks. Basically here, lookup profile Christian, what it does is it goes into the first one, doesn't find Christian. It doesn't find Christian in here. First name not equal to name. So it returns no such contact, which is wrong. That's definitely wrong. That's the issue, is that it's going through each of the ones. Funny commentary, what's the problem? Well, problem is order of if checks within the for loop, I'm guessing. Corey Shama says, I think the thing you did for includes is good, but if it includes that index, you can check the value if there is a contact inside the if. If not, return no such contact. I think it has to break. So I think it needs to go, it needs to check if the first name is the correct name and that the object key is included. That's what I think it needs to do first. The question is, what does it do next? And it should do, if this resolves, it shouldn't go into this one. The else is good for no such property. Exactly. So if we did like this and then else return, I mean, It's not clean, but that's like how we could do it, right? But why doesn't this work? So what happens with Christian? What's happening with Christian if we play this through? Christian, look up profile Christian last name, right? So what's happening here is basically it's coming in. I is 0, right? Currently at that time. So context 0 first name is Akira, which means this is false, which means this condition is false, so it doesn't do that. Then it checks if the first name is not equal to the name. Ah. So we need an additional check in here. Because the first name is equal to the name. And if the first name is equal to the name, then we have to return the appropriate value. We have to return the value of the prop, which is in this case last name, which should return Vos. Let's check this. I wonder if that works. Now they all fail. Why does that fail? Context I first name is Christian, and the prop is last name. So context I prop will be it has to be. Okay, so I'm gonna take a short break. I need to get more water, and you shall all be rewarded during that time. You shall all be rewarded during the break. Gaston, if you're still here, you will see that you shall be rewarded because you don't need to spend channel points to see Fiona, our pet bunny who lives with us. And I shall be back in a few short minutes. Maximum 5 minutes. Maximum. We're currently on an hour 46 Panther. I don't have an uptime command actually. I don't know if that's really... You could just look at a clock, of course, because I start at 9 p.m. on the dot. CEST. But yes, I will just be a few minutes. In the meantime, keep yourselves entertained with Fiona. Yeah. So Steffi, her privacy, I mean, I would say it's very hard to see anything from that angle and from that far away. So I do think it's still okay that sometimes, you know, she's in her toilet when we turn on the webcam. It's kind of like a timing thing because, you know, she spends a lot of time in there because, you know, bunnies have very active digestive systems and they like to eat a lot of hay constantly. They actually need to. Okay, so we're back to this issue with looking up these keys. Maddie poops, Fiona poops. My poops are bigger than Fiona's. That's definitely the truth. So lookup profile Christian last name should return Voss, and it does not. This condition definitely fails because Christian is not a first name. Or, wait a second. This is failing. Is it because of quotes? Is that a problem? Is it a quotes problem? They are bigger than Fiona. I'd go see a professional. No, Dr. Dynamite. They're not bigger than Fiona. They're bigger than her poops. Come on. Come on. That's just weird. Akira. And what's the value of name? Okay, so that should be no problem. Books a train ticket to Zurich to install a webcam in the same angle on your own toilet. Steffi! Steffi. I do not have a webcam on my toilet. No, I do not have a webcam on my actual toilet. I'll have you know. All we have is the security cam. We just have this one. This is the only one that provides a somewhat terrifying view of me programming on Twitch. And this one has like 2 seconds of lag. So I'm gonna put my hand up now. And you see there's like 1 to 2 seconds of video lag. But yeah, we can keep the overcam on for a bit. A somewhat voyeuristic affair, says White Panther. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I need privacy, I just do this. But I don't need it. I mean, I'm on stream. That's the whole point of being on stream, is like being in front of people, I guess. I don't know. The whole idea of streaming is voyeuristic, isn't it? We all know Maddie likes his cams. Careful, Dino. Might have to time you out. Keeping it PG, as usual. So this condition is correct. This condition is correct. So look up profile Christian. First name equals name. And then object keys includes prop. Last name is correct. And it should return the value of that prop. And the given property is a... So this should resolve. This should resolve for Christian last name. Why doesn't it? Says the guy who wanted the data to speak for itself. Oh no. So why isn't this condition true for Christian last name? Because you've seen 3 different cameras in today's stream alone. Object keys includes could be the problem. And let's output the value of this. Console log true. Some objects have the same property. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Christian last name, Christian is a first name, and the given property is a property of that contact. Definitely. So this should be correct, because this is true. See? It's true. I mean, I don't understand the issue. Makes no sense to me. This not working? All the objects have the same properties, actually. But it's more a case of it includes the prop object.keys of contacts. Maybe we need to variabilize something. Maybe. Console log out the name comparison. Yeah, I did that. Console log. This was correct. Wait, why is that? Why is that false? Why is that wrong? With another method, it's more simple. Of course, Korishama, but I haven't learned that method yet, so I can't use it. I know there's map, filter, etc., but we haven't learned it yet. Why is this wrong? Aha, because the first one is Akira. Right, so it would... okay, so it would go Akira, and then it would say, if the first... This one's wrong. If the first name is name, then it will return... And this is true. So then it goes back into the loop. It's all stringified, so it might need the... No, I looked at that before. So if I do Akira, this was here before, Akira first name. So if I do first name, name, all good. All good. And if I do Christian and last name, then, okay, this is not true, which is correct. But if context I first name equals name, it's also not true. Else, no such property, which is for Christian, incorrect during this loop. But then it goes into the next loop, into the second one, does the same thing, blah, 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 blah. And eventually it gets to this one. Eventually. Shouldn't it? I equals 0 and I is less than context.length. What is context.length? Maybe this is the problem. It's not actually proceeding. Four. Okay, no, that's good. Okay, so you think that Korishama, you think that the object's keys includes has to be inside the if. It is inside the if. It's part of the if condition. So it's if context and first name and this is that. It is inside the if. How do you mean inside the brackets? It is. It's definitely in there. It's checking both conditions. This shouldn't be that difficult, but it is. That's what's crazy. Okay, so let's check something. So I equals 0, that fails. I equals 1, 2, 3. Next line down. So like if something, do the object thing comparison. Oh, double if condition, you were saying. I see. Ah, hold on a second. So if that equals that, a nested if. I see, that could work. Yeah. This is true. If the first name is found, every object has the same property. Exactly. So a nested, you're right, nested if. So if this is true, then this could be the solution. So what we would have here, so if the first name is found, it will go into this and it will go object keys and check if the prop is correct, which it is. So it will return context prop. If the first name is not equal to name, then it will check if... Right, this is a nested loop situation. This is a nested if situation because if the name doesn't correspond to any context, it has to exit out of the loop. So right now, Christian last name should return the string Voss. And it's not doing that because it's checking the name. This is like an absurd level of complexity for the first lesson on FreeCodeCamp. Okay, but I guess it's towards the end of this. It's towards the end of the JavaScript algorithm stuffs, but this is still like an absurd level of difficulty in my opinion. There are tough examples. So Panther, where am I putting the no such property? I mean, this would be on the outside, essentially. If the prop does not correspond to any valid properties of a contact found to match name. But that doesn't happen. Right? Challenges. Yeah, I don't want to think about those right now. I don't want to think about those, Korishama. Hey Ian, thanks for sending good vibes. Appreciate it. I'm glad that you're always here, Ian. It's the opposite condition of the prop check. If the prop does not correspond to any valid properties of a contact found to match name, then return the string. So you're saying the else should be here. Is that correct? Probably not. Hold on a second. So this does resolve correctly. Okay. Hold on a second. Else. Can we smack the other else in here? Can we do the return here? Return no such contact. Is that right? Come on. It's the opposite condition of the prop check. You only need one else if the name isn't found. So in this case, if the name does not correspond to any context, then return the string no such contact. But that's at the end. You don't need 40 to 42. Really? But surely like this? That won't validate this one. Christian last name doesn't work still. Why is that?
Wow.
Zero Frost 93, thank you very much for following. You have gotten the following quote: "To love or have loved, that is enough. Ask nothing further. There is no other pearl to be found in the dark folds of life." That's quite something. Christian last name. So it would check. It will check the first name. Can take this out for the moment. First name equals name, which is true on round I equals 4. Hold on, I need the console log back. Sorry, on I equals 3. I know what the problem is. We needed to do greater than equal to, because it never reaches that. It never reaches that number. It's always less than. That was the problem. It has to be less than or equal to context.length. That was the problem. Wait, what? Oh no, it's 0. Nice quote and nice stream. Thank you, Zero Frost. I appreciate that. Is it your first time checking out the stream? If so, welcome in. I appreciate you. So Christian. It will be Christian here. Which would be Christian, which means this would pass. I think the includes is wrong. Really? How could this be wrong? It is Zero Frost. Cool. Very cool. How did you find my stream? I'm curious how you landed on it, let's say. Twitch doesn't have amazing discoverability, so it's always interesting to know where people come from. If object keys context includes the prop, but it does. We checked that this is correct. We checked it. If it checks Akira first, it's going to return no such contact instead of Christian if you try with Christian. So at... Wait a second. Hold on a second. I equals 0. Run all the tests. So it's checking Akira when it does that. Akira is equal to the name. The object keys are correct, so it returns context prop. But then in the next loop, it's always going to return the first record. In the second loop, when the first name matches and the object keys also match, it should return the value of the prop again. Because in the first loop, it's going to return no such contact. Solution is to change the includes method. Ah, so close. Zero says, the last couple of months I'm watching a lot of streamers streaming software and game dev. Also, I saw your title about FCC. Oh, cool. That's cool. Thanks for letting me know that. I mainly stream for myself, but it's nice to have other people here encouraging me on my learning journey. It's always a nice thing. So I don't know why this isn't working. I'm not really sure. Don't lie, you stream for me. I know. I don't have a command. I don't have a command, Panther. I have the Discord command that you can join our community. But I have the timer. I have the timer that runs automatically saying that I'm very proud to be a member of the stream team. You can do it! That's right, noob. Somehow I can do it. I don't know how. I don't know why this is failing. In my eyes, this return should be correct. You meant to say if you want to find more great coding streamers. It's true, Panther. There are many other amazing streamers in my stream team. Shippuden. No such contact is inside the loop. Oh, you're saying to put... You're saying to have a for loop, and then outside the for loop, if the for loop doesn't work, to have an else. Okay, let's do Christian. So Christian, last name. It's gonna check Akira. So this will be wrong. So it will return no such contact. No, that's not true. Aha. So wait, how do we... So the else can't be here, essentially. If the else is there, the else can't be there. You're right, Korishama, you're right. Akira is not Christian. Akira is not Christian. That's right. So if contact's first name equals name, let's run all the tests again. So in this scenario, Bob number should return the string no such contact. How do we do that? So the contact name doesn't exist, which means we need to say if blah blah blah, else if contacts dot first name is unequal to name. No, hold on. This is very interesting. Okay, I won't say anything else. You are close now. Think outside the box, I mean loop. Yeah, exactly. If this is in the loop, then it stops. Oh, wait a second. We need an if condition outside the loop? Or just an else? Can you do that? You need an if in the beginning. What's the... Think about lookup profile returning a value rather than the for loop. How do I place, like... A method can also return something. Or just a return. So if I do... But it will always reach this point. It will always reach this point. If I do no such contact, it will always reach that point in the code. It will run the for loop and then it will always reach that point in the code. Huh? How is that right? How is that right? I don't get that. Oh, it stops at return. The function stops at return. True. I see. So this is like an else in this context. Fascinating. So this kind of coding is more applicable to what I'm going to be doing in my project. So I actually did a whole stream already, a whole season of streams actually, where I did like an MVP of this product.
Data, information, ones and zeros never lie.
Bob is not in the object as a first name. Exactly. So because Bob is not in the object, it exits the for loop and returns this. Simple. Yep. Very simple. You're right. Thank you for all of your assistance, chat. All right. Generate random fractions. Well, okay, this is like a completely different level of exercise. JavaScript has math random, yes, I know, which is inclusive and exclusive. Between 0 and 1. Can return 0 but never 1. Like storing values with an assignment creator, all function calls will be resolved before return executes, so we can return the value of math random function. Change random fraction to return a random number instead of return. Okay. I mean, this was it. Okay. Ride like the wind. No. Also, this is not the real dark mode. This is actually the real dark mode. Function, random whole number. It's great we can generate random decimals, but it's even more useful if you generate random whole numbers. Multiply that random decimal. Blah, 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 blah. Use this technique to generate and return a random whole number between 0 and 9. Okay. Well, this is just a couple of math functions, which I suppose are useful. Between 0 and 9. So it would be... It's impossible to actually get 20, because it's never... So you do times 10. And... you get between 0 and 9. You just skip over all the things that tell you how to do it. Always. That's not true. Some functions I already know. I don't need to repeat them all the time. Min-max. Falls within the range. Yeah. Okay. This is also not new. Why read the docs for 2 minutes if you can think of it for 2 hours? Y'all are like, what can I say? You know, everybody knows how to develop except me. Create a function called random range that takes a range my min, my max minus my min, and returns a random whole number that's greater than or equal to my min and is less than or equal to my max inclusive. Sure, that's for sure not complicated how you're describing that. I don't think this is correct. I think it should be, hold on a second. Get out of the fire or you'll get some sick burns. I shall get burned. Fly too close to the sun, just like Icarus. Create a function called random range that takes a range, my min and my max, fine. returns a random whole number that's greater than, I need to write this. This is just greater than or equal to my min and less than or equal to my max. Inclusive. So the range is my max minus my min. Or am I seeing that wrong? Well, they do say you learn from your mistakes, so what better way to learn than to make tons of mistakes? Now that is big brain, Dino. That is big brain right there. That is super big brain. It's very impressive. Okay, so why... Between 0 and 1, for example. So 0 is inclusive and... Hold on. My min... My max. So minimum would be that. This doesn't work. Why? So inclusive returns a random whole number that's greater than or equal to my min, less than equal to my max, inclusive. That's what's causing the problem. Lowest random number that can be generated should be equal to your minimum number, my min. I'm forgetting something. If I do, let's just do it the way they did it. So if I take maximum minus the minimum and then add the minimum back in on the outside. No. What? The highest random number that can be generated should be equal to your maximum number. It's not working for you, Dino. What's not working for you? Just making tons of mistakes and learning that way? I like that method. It takes longer, but I like that method. When it comes to coding, at least. Let's play the game called What Time Is It For You? It's currently 11:23 for me, PM. I can do this easy, he says. Yeah, with this whole inclusive. Let's play the game and go outside. No, I'm not going outside. It's too late. Can't go outside. It's dark outside. Procrastinating much? No, I'm not procrastinating, Panther. I'm asking everyone what time it is for them. That's all. That's all. I need to do the min outside. Because what it's doing is doing this minus that. Why is that highest random number that can be generated by random range should be equal to your maximum number? So we add at the end my max minus my min plus sick burn time. This is math random. This is the low end and this is the high end. Ah. No, that's not the case. If this is the low end, the thing is to understand the formula inclusive. Math functions. So by default, this would be 0 inclusive, 1 non-inclusive. How do I make it so that it's including the maximum? Get help. Look at that. I've never used that before. What does that do? Get a hint. You need to write your own formula that uses variables my max and my min. It will do the same job, but ensures you've understood the principles of math floor and math random. So math floor is making whole numbers. Right? Math.floor creates whole numbers. So if we add, what do we need to add? If the range was, for example, 1 and 2, okay, so Dino has had success. Huzzah! Finally got Tailwind working in Phoenix. Right, time for me to go. Betty buys now. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining, Dr. Dynamite. I appreciate you. Thank you again for the gift subs. And have a good night. And see you again soon.
Wow.
Korishama, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're here. Function that takes as input real number x gives as output the greatest integer less than or equal to x. Exactly. So that's creating the integer. So essentially math random will be 0 to 1. So whatever it is times Korishama, the quote you got is pretty good. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss thing. Green eggs and ham. So times the max minus the min which can never be greater than 1. So you have to add 1. That's a triuist statement. You don't say. I'm glad I understood math. Convert to integer. Oh, parseInt. I know this one. Use parseInt so it converts the input string into an integer. Var str. Okay, return parseInt str. Should be enough. 95%.
Nice.
Hey, Ian. Thank you so much for the 100 bits of salt. I highly encourage everyone to drop now because you have chaos Halloween candy flying all over the place that can interrupt your drop game, which is always very funny. Did you drop an acorn? I'm sorry, Ian. All dropped now. Dropped out. You've been dropped out. Convert to integer. ParseInt function parses a string and returns an integer. It takes a second argument for the radix, which specifies the base of the number. Base between 2 and 36. So I'm not super good at math, but this is more or less understandable. Use parseInt to convert a binary number to an integer and returns it. Binary. So if we do return parseInt str base 2, is that what's binary? What's binary? Base what? Base 2? Radix? Sea Panther? Here's the timer. I'm proud to be part of the Claw stream team. And I am. I'm very proud. I'm honored. Ternary operator. Oh yeah, this is good to know. I've always wondered how to use this properly. It's too late. Never too late. Following function uses an if-else, but it can be rewritten. So this is essentially A is the condition, B is the code to run when the condition turns true, and C is the code to run when it's false. Nice, so true, false. That's really nice. You hurt her, the boss's feelings, by not having a manual command for that. My gosh. Panther, you are so much work. So much work being on a stream team. I never knew it would be so much maintenance. I'm sorry for those of you getting an ad, by the way. I forgot to pause the ad. So if you're not subscribed, let me know what ad you got. Could be interesting. Might be an interesting one. It could also be just audio, apparently. Like just audio ads. I think that's a thing now. What colors do I want? Pink is cool. Maybe we'll go to Bermuda for the whole thing. Be on brand. You are representing the claw. Of course it's work. Yeah, it should be work. But like, you know, I've got the thing in the corner up there. And like all the crazy claw merch. I wear the merch all the time. I'm not wearing it today, but I wear it all the time. It's true. All right, so function check equal. Use the conditional operator in check equal function to check if two numbers are equal or not. Ah, okay, so return A equal to B. The function return either the string equal, so that would be true, or not equal. Wait a second. What's missing here? This is a slapping track. A equals B. Check equal 1, 2 should return the string. Is A equal to B? If true, yes. If not true, not equal. Do I need a ultra strict comparison? Ah, right, because when it's non-strict, yeah, okay. I'm falling asleep, better go get some recovery sleep. No lemsip, no toddies. What to do? White Panther, you should just get rest so that you're well enough to stream next week again. As leader of the stream team, you need to take care of yourself. We all need to take care of ourselves. I took time off on Monday because I didn't feel well. Physically and emotionally. Yeah, just go to bed. Good night. Don't get burned anymore. Everyone say goodbye to White Panther. Bye. Bye, White Panther. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the sick burns. Single conditional operator. You can also chain them together to check for multiple conditions. Oh god, this is going to be... Take care, White Panther. Bye, 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 bye. This is going to be hilarious. So, if, else, if, blah, 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 you can just use multiple ternary conditions. It's considered best practice to format multiple conditional operators such that each condition is on a separate line. Using multiple conditional operators without proper indentation may make your code hard to read. You don't say. Okay, in the check sign function, use multiple conditional operators following the recommended format to check if a number is positive, negative, or 0. Okay, so return. Oh, we gotta check. Okay. Return when positive, negative, 0. Num is greater than 0. It will be positive. Hold on. Positive. I'm wondering if there's a good way to chain it, if that makes sense. I don't think it matters. Otherwise, hold on. So otherwise, we will do num is less than 0. If that's true, it's negative. And otherwise, it's going to be 0. End. Oh, first try. Ooh. Now that's what I call a JavaScript. 98%. Oh no, recursion. No. No. Two recursion exercises. Steffi, you totally looked ahead, didn't you? You looked ahead at the exercises and you knew that there was going to be recursion again, and you deliberately told me, oh, it'll come up again later, don't worry. And now you're laughing your butt off, aren't you? Oh, this is an actual challenge. No. No. Do this. Corey Shama, I'm glad that you believe in me, because I do not believe in myself right now. You can do it, it's not a big deal. Okay, it's a countdown, so it starts at a number and it goes to 0. Fine. There's always a base case. Returns an array of consecutive integers starting with 1 through to the number passed to the function. Steffi, you honestly didn't, but it's obvious that previously learned things will come up later. That's how this works. Somebody who wrote free code camp is probably a lot smarter than me. I gotta change to red because this is serious stuff. There is a channel point redemption if you'd like to change the color of the lights and make them go disco disco in tune with the music, if that's up your alley. Of course, all of you are just saving up channel points now for bunny suit redemptions, which is understandable. But you know, it's always a risk, you know, you cash it in end of stream and then stream's only like 20-30 minutes left, you know. Yeah, or throwing paper balls. Those are always, it's always a good one. The value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be displayed in the console. Count up from n. So n, when it first gets submitted, will be 5. So n minus 1, no. Count up n minus 1, it goes to 4, pushes it back in. Wait, how is this counting up? Because it always starts at 0? Got another 111 paper balls to throw. Is that so, Ian? That's quite a lot of paper balls. Ooh, you're almost at another bunny suit. Oh dear, Steffi. Save it for next time, is my advice. I can always choose to reject, of course. As the streamer, I have ultimate power to also reject. But you'll get those points refunded, of course. Ah, this seems counterintuitive since the value of n decreases, but the values in the final array are increasing. This happens because the push happens last, after the recursive call has returned. Oh, really? So the push happens after the return? You only have 5.6k. That's not so bad, Ian. Tough section are regular expressions. Oh, Horishama, luckily, I already know a lot of regex. Explanation? Yeah, no, that's... I'm not looking forward to that. Let's be honest, nobody really looks forward to regex. I mean, I like it a little bit. I like it. It's kind of a cool thing, but it will still be challenging, but it will be easier than this for me, purely from a thinking point of view. But I don't know. Okay. We have defined a function called countdown with one parameter. The function should use recursion to return an array containing the integers n through 1 based on the n parameter. If the function is called with a number less than 1, the function should return an empty array. Okay. Well, it's like here, right? So you start by saying if n is less than 1, then you will return an empty array. So this check should already pass. This check should already pass. Good. So countdown -1 should return an empty array. Wonderful. Now comes the hard part. So else, if it's not less than 1, we create a const like they have called countArray, which is countdown. Can't believe they didn't use camel case for that. Shouldn't it be countdown with a large D? Unless it's one word, I guess. So countdown of n plus 1, because the push that happens, so count array dot push of n happens after the return. Apparently. Calling this function with n5 should return the array 54321. Let's console log some stuff. Console log count array. Okay, interesting. Why? That's interesting. That's very weird. Your code should not rely on any kind of loops. Should use recursion. Okay, so it's literally... Okay. You can call the function. Countdown n+1. I mean, this seems like something similar to here because maximum call stack size exceeded. That's fun. The function is declared but not called. Countdown. Count array. Where do I need to call it though? Aha, do I just need to write countdown 10? Isn't that in the tests? I thought that's in the tests, basically. Because they execute the function for you in as part of the tests. Surely. Wow, we're almost at 400 followers. I didn't realize. 363. That's cool. Okay, so countdown, if n is less than 1, return an empty array. Else, const count array equals countdown n+1, count array dot push, which means it will push n, which is the value of n. That should work. That should be working. Does it even get into here? Console.log. Hello? Yep. So what's the issue then? That's interesting. Does it not get past there? Seems a bit odd. What if we take out the push for the moment? This is very... Okay, I don't understand something. We've defined a function called countdown with one parameter. The function should use recursion to return an array containing the integers n through 1 based on the n parameter. If the function is called with a number less than 1, the function should return an empty array. Fine. For example, calling this function with n equals 5 should return the array 54321. Your function must use recursion. So if you call countdown 5 n is 5. It goes into the else. 5 plus 1 is 6. Ah. We don't need the plus 1. We need to reduce n. We need to reduce n after pushing. Hold on a second. We need to push n into the array, return count array. Hold on a second. This is what's confusing me, is about the push. This seems counterintuitive since the value of n decreases but values in the final array are increasing. This because the push happens last, after the recursive call has returned. So this happens after the return. So at the moment, when n comes in, it's 5. So count 10 should reduce... So this would just return 10 and do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That won't do anything. If I do the value... Oh! TD! Maddie, I managed to catch your stream tonight. I had to wear a suit tonight and you didn't like it. Oh, TD, you in a suit? That sounds lovely. Do send pictures in the Discord. I'm curious to see that. For everyone who's not familiar with TD, TD also streams, next to being one of my super favorite fan people, who built a custom website in honor of all of my nicknames on stream called maddywho.com. So there's, you know, Maddie Two Poos and Maddie Snooze You Lose and all kinds of crazy variants of my username. TD, I'm glad that you managed to catch the stream. That's cool. What were you doing in a suit though? As opposed to our normal developer attire of t-shirt and shorts or pants. I wear shorts all the time. Always warm. Canadian blood, what can I say? This push is just super confusing. Why does the push happen after the return? Why does it do that? Why doesn't that work? It does not make sense to me. Can anyone explain that? Why a push happens after the return has already happened? You had a meal that you went to, TD. That's cool. Okay, why return happens before push recursion?
They're great.
Aw, TD, happy 3 months to you. Thank you for the sub, TD. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Thank you for renewing your support in me torturing myself. So why does push occur before... why does push occur after return in recursion? Oh, and look, we got One True Love as a song. Isn't that cool? Why does push happen last here after recursion? Someone even linked this exact lesson. Please do not bring up old circle jerk memes. We've heard them n+2 too many times. Okay. The first call will be n equals 5. Recursive function will return 1, 2, 3, 4. When it bottoms out, it adds 1, goes up a level. So it gets 1, pushes to create 1, 2. Yeah, but the push happens after the return. Oh, here we go. Okay. Count up n is calculated first, getting the array of numbers up to n-1 by calling count up n-1, then pushing n onto the end. So count up 5 is an array which starts the result of count up 4, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and has 5 pushed onto the end. Count up 4 is an array which starts the result of count up 3. But it doesn't explain why the push happens before? Starts with the result of count up 4. So in my case, how's FCC going? Well, I think you can tell we're on recursion, TD. So if you have, in this scenario, count down n and 5 is passed, that means it starts with the value of count down n plus 1, which would be 6. Which is 5, 4, 3, 2. No. Tell me what's on your mind. You want more cola? Shouldn't drink too much Coke. I'm telling you from experience. It's not a good thing to do. Oh my gosh, this is beyond 11:30 p.m. type thinking. Oh my gosh, it's almost midnight. Can you believe that? It's almost Saturday. What is everyone's plans for the weekend? What is everybody doing? I'm going to be taking it very easy this weekend, but I do have some things to do. Mostly for a startup. For some people, it's already weekend, depending on your time zone. In which case, I wish you a happy weekend, of course. I don't know how to solve this. Even if we write the function exactly the opposite way, it doesn't work. All these kinds of like brain melting exercises are great for Friday night. Just saying, chat. I've been put through so much abuse to do this on stream. Honestly, so much abuse. Torturing myself. What am I trying to do? Recursion. I'm trying to write a function called countdown that starts at a number and continuously returns the array. It returns the array that I need. So countdown 5 Okay, so Corey Shama says, I just know that in JavaScript what methods return are stored in a call stack. And with recursion, the function is being called multiple times until it reaches the end of an if, or the end of the call stack, at which point it returns. So essentially, it's not even getting to here, essentially, right? It's kind of going through this until it returns it. But what is countdown 10 returning? Oh, oops. I'm not supposed to do that. Can you not just reverse the array? You're proud of me, TD, but I haven't done anything yet. I haven't achieved anything. I create an array which has countdown in it, and if I do -1, then this doesn't work. I want to try something. I want to know here. I want to know what the value of count array is, but it's not outputting it. Can I not just reverse the array? I don't know how to do that. What I don't understand is why it's not outputting the console log here. There should be logs. There should be logs here. See, it never actually outputs this. Which means it never gets into here? That can't be, right? If else. I mean, the code is correct. Because you need to call the function countdown number. No, it does that as part of the test, Korishama. You don't need to call the function, you only need to write the function itself. You should only define the function. They then, as part of the tests, write... I'm gonna go look at this. I'm tired of this. Why is this so convoluted? 4 possible solutions. Operator precedence. Okay. This is good. So this explains actually in detail. Division, addition, assignment. So return will not return the inner function, but the result of it. There's no special logic in the language that follows recursion. This is what you were talking about, the stack, right, Korishama? So basically, if you try to run a recurse forever function, it won't run forever, it will very quickly throw an error. Blah, blah, blah. Iteration. In every function call, we have new arguments. We started with 0, then inside the function, we called our function with a plus 1. So then it's 1, and then 2, and then 3. Exactly. So if we recurse forever 0, yeah, so this would actually be true forever function. When you attach parentheses to a function name, it's no longer a function, but a result of the function. Function number. Base case. So recurse forever, we need a condition in which we no longer make a function call, an exit contract. We call such with a condition base case. Every recursive function has to have one, otherwise it will cause a problem. So the base case is, in our case, if n is smaller than 1, it returns an empty array. Our base case would be 1 because it's 100% clear how to make a countdown from 1. So 1, countdown from 1, count array countdown n is 1. Return count array, which is 1, pushes n 1, so therefore it's only 1. But if you need to take 2 and produce 2 1, I've seen this before. So then every row of this graph is a separate instance of our function. Recurse forever, etc, etc, etc. Popped out of the call stack carrying 10. After a function is getting popped out of the call stack, it carries value. Evaluated to, it can be assigned, returned, or simply printed. Oh wow, okay, that's a very big diagram. The best way to understand how the solution works is to solve it. What's our input? We know that countdown expects number n and has to output an array from n to 1. Right away, it's sufficient for us to write a couple lines. Okay. Well, we did this more or less. We did that more or less. We know that we need to count down, which I have. So countdown, base case, hold on. If the countdown is number less than 1. Okay, well, if it's 1, it's going to return 1. We obviously know that. We can modify that later. Well, no, let's keep that for now. This is correct. I know that it's correct. So at some point we need to iterate. Right, so we do... take out the return, and let's do countdown n minus 1. Alright. Run this. Not going to do anything yet. So number 2, where n is 2, we need to produce 2, 1. Countdown n minus 1 will return 1. So yeah, this is what we were doing. You have a const output equals n, which is the array, which at this point will be 2. Then we do return output. Oh, they've used concat. They use concat. Okay, that also works. I see. But okay. If it's less than 1, we did that. So we did, if it's less than 1, return that. Ah, we can have a second if in there for the 1 case. Why did they use concat? Couldn't they just use push? Ah. You don't even need the const assignment. You could just do return n concat countdown n minus 1. That's really cool. That's true. So I was trying to use push when it technically wasn't necessary. I got hung up on push because they had done that in their example. It's not a good thing. so let's see about this then. Now that I understand recursion a little bit more, let's see if I can do it. You can't use push because it adds the element at the end of the array. You had to use the opposite of push. Yeah. I think that was TD what was mentioning, can you not just reverse the array? Which, yeah, array.push obviously will put them at the end. And I needed to put them in the front. Yeah. Very true. I got hung up on that method. Continuing from the previous challenge, we provide you another opportunity to create a recursive function to solve a problem. Define a function called range of numbers with 2 parameters. Function should return an array of integers, which begins with a number represented by the start num parameter and ends with a number represented by the end num parameter. The starting number will always be less than or equal to the ending number. Your function must use recursion by calling itself. Okay. Let's run the test. Probably one of them will already validate. Okay. No loops. Should use recursion. No problem. We're already 50% in the solution. Base case. Base case here is the starting number will always be less than or equal to the ending number. So if the start num is less than or equal to the end num, what do we do if it's not? So basically, if start num is less than end num, console log, let's check that it's actually going in. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, so that's working. It's going in there 4 times. That's fine. So, so if your function must use recursion by calling itself, it should return an array of integers which begins with a number represented by start and ends with the number represented by end. Otherwise, return start num end num. So 4 should return 4. So if this one is less than, if it's not, that means they're equal. Or start num is greater than, but we can cheat. Interesting. Ah, no, we cannot cheat because it's equal. It's equal. Okay, so let's do console log start num. So 5164. Interesting. 5164. Range of numbers. This doesn't make any sense. Where's the 5 coming from? Does anyone see where that's coming from? Doesn't make any sense to me. Range of numbers, start num, end num. Where's the 5? The 5 is an end num. What? Ten 594. 594. Where's the 10? I have no idea where that is. Weird. Very weird. In any case, yeah, it runs every test case. When you run the tests, it runs these 3 tests. But where's the 10? It's not in any of the test cases. That's what's weird. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. So I need to return an array of integers which begin with a number represented by start num and ends with a number represented by end num. What would be the best way to have a stop condition in there? So I can start at start num. I could do what I did before. So I could do return. Hold on a second. Let's drop all the friends. Everybody drop. Oh gosh. That didn't go very well. For most of us. Oops. So I think we can do like this. Basically like before, if we have a const, we say like const output equals n, which would be start num. And then we would do output dot push.
Wow.
I'm not sure about pronunciation on this one, sorry. Medjing Jard, thank you very much for the follow, and you have received the quote, "Time heals all wounds," which is a very old quote. I've actually heard that a long time ago. Yeah. I hope you're enjoying the stream. This is a kind of interesting problem. So output.push, we need to create an array. And that array has start num in it. And then we output.push into start num. But we need to make sure that it stops when, oh yeah, that would be the stop condition. So that doesn't work. Do you know that TD, you've sent over 1,000 messages in my chat? That's crazy. Ian, you're at 868 messages apparently. That's very impressive. And Jay Walter, you're sitting at a cool, also over 1,000. Very impressive. That's a lot of messages. That's a lot of typing. You should use the same logic you did for the previous exercise. 1024. I don't know, Jay Walter, if it's specific. So it's not push anymore. Because it's always at the end? Okay, well, let's reopen the challenge guide. Okay, so that did work. 4, 4, 4, that worked. In this case, we have to return the concat, which is output. Oh, oops, we're returning the wrong thing. So always be the start num. $1,337? No. I don't think so. I only see it's over 1,000. Could be over 9,000. So this should increase +1 every time for as long as start num is less than or equal to end num. So basically const output is start num output.concat. I have to call the function. I'm not calling the function. I'm not calling the function. That's the problem. I'm not calling the function. I wouldn't recommend you to use concat because that will be explained in later lessons, but you can do it with push. I mean, I understand concat, what it does, but I mean, we can also use push. It's the same principle. It's just an array. Let me see if I can get it done with concat because it's also an array. So this starts as an array. Starts at start num. So if I do console log output, yeah, 5, 1, 6. So I don't know where the 5 is coming from. That's a bit weird. And then I say return output.concat, and I need to call this function here because this is not doing anything. It's basically range of numbers. And I'm passing start num to it +1 every time until it's equal. Technically, we don't have to do the output first. Maybe it's easier to do it in one line. So if we just say start num, oh no, we need an empty array. We need an array first. No, we need an array first. That makes sense. So we have a const called output, which is start num, which will be in the case of, so in the case of 1, 5, it's 1. And it does a, well, maybe push is better here. I'm trying to push each time. So output is already an array. Return output. Console log output. All right, we're almost there. But I am struggling. I need more calming lighting. Okay, so it's returning an array. So output push range of numbers. Hold on. it should start with start num, and then it has to iterate. Where is it going to iterate? Where's the recursion happening? Where's the recursion? Look at the count up example in the previous lesson. Oh, that was count down. Maybe we should have it as, this is the else condition. That's the else condition. And we do an if start num is greater than end num. Then just return nothing. Return an empty array. Just to make sure we're not doing something funky. I made a boo-boo. So we don't need that. Okay. So I would like to flip it around, because I think flipping it around makes it easier to understand. So my output is the start num, which is 4, for example, or 1. Then so we have a const. Ah, I see what I'm doing wrong. So it's actually start num, which is the array, needs to be the function. Ah, hold on a second. I need to call the function here. Range of numbers as start num plus 1. Then I need to output splice output.push start num Interesting. Why isn't that working? Maybe concat was the better option. Wow, what a track. Unshifting an array? We learned that. It's a great track, right, TD? Quite like it. Should it be +1 or -1? Now I'm not sure. No, it has to be +1 because start num is always less than or equal to end num. So why -1? No, that can't be. Korishama, that can't be, because we know the condition is it will push start num upwards incrementally, right? Neither of them work. So it doesn't really matter. What if we do unshift? So it's not mutating the array properly. It's easier if you decrease the value. So you're saying start with end num and go -1 and push instead to the end of the array. But it's incrementally upwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Method has 2 parameters, yes, but what if I don't specify the first one? Do I have to specify the... Oh, I do, right? What is the start num? Is it the value that we previously... Wait a second. I want to remove the console log. So the reason this works is because the start number is always the same, but the end number is minus, and because it's a push, yeah. Incredible. Chat, that was something. You're a wizard, Maddie. I don't know about that. Chat, that was really something. We're at 3 hours 31 for like 4 exercises. Can you believe that? Thank you, Tactics. Thank you. I think I have a pretty good understanding of recursion. I don't know if I fully understand it, but there will be certainly exercises in the future where I need to use recursion. So J Barty, to be a master, a recursion master. Yeah, oh, that's really tough. That's really tough. Oh boy, as Tesco say, every little helps. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, that was quite a stream. I think I would like to take you to... Ooh, no. They're not online anymore. Oh dear. Give me one moment. In the meantime, we will do our usual outro. No, not that one. This one. I hope the credits appear because stream elements, there we go. So listen, chat. I really struggled doing this on my own, so it's great that I have all of you here to support me. That's something I really appreciate, and that's why I like streaming on Twitch. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's super important as well to rubber duck a little bit when you're working on these kinds of things. So TD, Nimibi, so TD, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate you very much. Canhorn as well. Nimibian Mary Jo was a gift sub from Dr. Dynamite, which I also very appreciated. Thank you to all the new follows. Medjing Jard, Korishama, Zero, Frost, Funny Commentary, Devil 356356, and Navar Robe, Wong Account, Aldito Stark, Blashia Gumonks, Nuank Poor, and Irish Beats. Thank you very much for joining the crew. Ian, thank you very much for the 100 biddies. We shall be going to raid a good friend of everything to do with data. Namely, we are going to raid Jordan, and I hope that you all show him the love that he deserves. So please enjoy the rest. Excuse me. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday or weekend, and I hope to see you on Monday for something else. No raid command. Say whatever you like, chat. And bye-bye.